All right, welcome back to another episode of The Source. If you didn't watch the first video for the Sixers-Hawks game, we had a huge, near-perfect night in MLB last night, plus 7.75 units. Now I'm back. I'm talking about Jazz-Clippers Game 6. This game's in LA. Let's get right into it.
Welcome to The Source. The Source. The Source. Hey, get the Source.
Like I said, Clippers Jazz in LA for Game 6. Clippers are up 3-2 in this series. This line opened Clips +1, and early bets may have been favoring the Jazz. But look at those sharps on LA as of 10 p.m. last night. 63% of the money on the Clips. But it definitely would not stay that way. Overnight and this morning, the money does a complete flip over to Utah. Books react to it too. We see the consensus line jump from Clips +1. We're now at Clips +1.5. For the first time this entire season, the Utah Jazz have lost 3 consecutive games. And this last one was at home against the Clippers without Kawhi Leonard. Is it time to panic in Utah? Yeah, 1 game away from elimination, 3 straight losses. I'd say it's definitely time to panic. So in Games 3 and Game 4, Clippers won both those games. The Clippers rode their defense, man. The Jazz offense was completely out of sorts. They took away that high screen. Whether you want to say it's because Mike Conley's out or not, it's a different conversation. But the Clippers defense dominated Game 3 and Game 4. We saw a little bit of a change of pace in Game 5. Don't get me wrong, the Clippers defense was still solid. Just to give you an idea of how out of sorts the Jazz offense were, Utah went 36 of 80 in Game 5. They attempted 80 shots. You know what they went from 3? 20 of 54. Yes, you heard that right. Of their 80 shot attempts, 54 of them were threes. They attempted 54 three-pointers and only 26 two-point field goal attempts. Wow. I don't know if the Clippers defense have them just completely mind-f***ed or if there's a sense of desperation going on in Utah. I don't know what you could chalk that. I mean, Utah's always been a three-point shooting team, but that is insane. 54 threes and only 80 total shot attempts. That's nuts. But if we're talking Game 5, I want to talk about the Clippers offense, getting baskets whenever they want. Utah hit 17 threes in the first half, and they were still only up 5. This Clippers offense was dominating the Jazz defense. Paul George played an outrageous game. I think he had 37 points, 16 rebounds, 5 assists or something like that, which is good because we had Paul George over points and Paul George over rebounds. So we gassed on both of them. Utah on defense did not look like a 1 seed in the slightest in that game. You got the Clippers offense without Kawhi bodying them. Kawhi Leonard will not play in Game 6, and it has me a little hesitant. I know Utah's going to come back with something, but I'm sticking to my guns, man. I'm sticking to my guns. I said from the beginning of this series that the Clips would win this series in 5 or 6. So why not stick with it? Even without Kawhi Leonard, I love what I saw in Game 5. Give me the Clips +1.5. Lock it in. If anything changes, Twitter, Instagram story, and Facebook. VIP sheets going out 5:30 p.m. Eastern time with the totals and props for the NBA game, along with the full MLB ticket. Make sure you check your texts and emails around 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern time for those. 2 days in a row, we made solid units. Let's make it 3. I'm feeling it tonight. I'll talk to you on Twitter. Let's make some money.